welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here today.
Of course, of course. I absolutely love your content. And I was looking at your stuff and I'm like, you have to be here. We need to have a conversation because I love everything that you're about. But before we jump into what I guess you're inspired by, can you just let everybody know who you are and what you do?
Okay, my name is Jelena Vukalovic. Energy healer since I was a little girl that I knew about it, that I could have seen the spirits too. And mindset came along in my 30s to change it up from the energy to see it what was for people needing it. And then a few years ago, created the program which was called From Limited to Limitless, Becoming Her.
Oh, I love
that's
that.
What I do.
Yeah, beautiful. And I think that you do a bit of medical intuition as well. Is that something that just sort of came up, or have you always been interested in like the health side of mediumship?
No, health part came when I studied nursing and I became a registered nurse in Croatia during our war. Oh. And at that time, it was really hard. Obviously, we didn't have electricity always. And, so things happened, as I say, the God, the Spirit organized that gift came outside of me that I didn't realize, because back then we're talking about like 1997, that I would have seen that anything about the medical mediumship or energy. There was nothing you could learn or study back then. So it was like it came out. So yeah, when there was no electricity and the doctors were saying like, we don't know, we can't check the ultrasound, we can't do diagnostics. And then I'm like, what about this? And their jaw just dropped. And it was like, okay, how would you know? You're just a nurse in training.
Yeah,
so yeah,
wow.
That was pretty much like that. So some of them loved me and some of them absolutely hated me. But I was like, oh, well, that's your ego. And I still continued doing what I was doing because I was like, we're here to help people.
Yeah.
We're here to help people. And if I can help and if I can give option or solution, I always go, let's go try.
Yeah. Oh, I love that you've trusted your gut and your instincts in that moment, even though people were like, you're crazy, girl. Like, we can't see what you're showing us kind of thing. But being able to sort of, did you ever like stump them where you came out with something and it was completely correct? And they're like, how the hell did you know that?
Well, they did, but then some of them understood because Europe was much more open to it. But obviously, we're talking about the medical world where you have professors, where you have doctors with lots of degrees afterwards and everything else, which is great. But, it comes up a young nurse in training or young nurse and it comes up, what about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of like shaking them. But then again, I was like, it's opportunity for us to grow and help a patient.
Yeah.
I really didn't care about the degree because it was like a patient or, at the time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm really glad that you've tapped into it and that you are where you are today, because I love how you say things like, I'm not becoming her, I am her. And how can women recognize that what's already inside of them is enough?
When literally, you need to see it, your inner child, what happened in your childhood. You really need to see that part and see it that happened for a reasons of your growth or a contract what we signed up for before we came along here. And it was something for us to grow from it, because if you notice, in every single challenge in our life what we had, we've grown.
Yeah,
we don't grow in a comfort. We're like, we're comfortable, it's okay, it's good. But when smackdowns happen, challenges happens, life shakes us, then it's like, okay, we can grow or we can become a victim and stay in that mentality and say like, that's it, life gives us this and that's it.
Yeah.
It's what we believe into it. And I always believe there is always options. And my work, I would say my grandpa is the one who is my light. And he said to me when I was a teenager, he said to me, you'll be a lighthouse. But he died before I was 15. I didn't understand the concept of a lighthouse in that, perspective of life. What did I know? Yeah, like, what did I know? But when he said be a lighthouse, and he was obsessed with lighthouses. We had lighthouses. You would think that we live in Dutch house, but we didn't. We live in a Croatian household, and we had windmills and stuff. He loved it. He was in a submarine. He was one of the engineers for the Aswan Dam, so he was an amazing man, absolutely amazing man. And we was like, be a lighthouse. And until my 30s that I didn't realize what is actually meaning of a lighthouse.
Mm.
Because, people will like you or hate you. And that's where I realized in my life, people like me or they hate me because I triggered their truths or I triggered their thoughts saying, but what about if we look at it this way? Is there possibility that we can look? Because not everything is black and white.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of grey. There's a lot
There's
of
lots of
grey in this lifetime. So much.
grey or purple or whatever we want to call it, like whatever colors.
Yeah.
But I always said that there is always options.
Mm-hmm.
And so becoming her for me is becoming a limitless woman. And through scenarios what happened in my life where, again, challenges when I divorced the kid's father, and he was so angry, obviously, because I divorced him. I decided to divorce him. I didn't want to stay with him after infidelity, and I left. Everyone's choice, but that was my choice, and I left. And he thought he was going to push me into economical hardship, and we worked together in a clinic. We had a clinic together. So he's like, you will have nothing. And I was like, and he said to me, he goes, you're going to be hungry, you're going to be on the street, and I'll come and collect the kids. And I was like, well, I can believe to that story, or I can create my story, which was limitless, and which was like, okay, I will start my business. And I had another job while I was, juggling the divorce, renting for the first time in my life. Like, there were so many first times ever that I had to do it back then. And I was like, that's okay. And I'm doing it. And I'm like, you're not going to confine me into the cage.
Yes, I
So
love
therefore,
that.
becoming her came up as natural as it possibly can be, but not at the time while I was in that turmoil.
Yeah.
So when we heal that inner child and when we realize what happened in our childhood is a window to show us things about ourselves.
Mm, definitely. Yeah, I love the way you're sort of articulating this too, because I think a lot of us get into this energy of I want to be better, I want to become better, I want to be this like version of myself that I see as like this overarching best version of me, and I'm not there yet, so I'm less than.
Yeah.
And I think that it's really quite hard to live in that I'm not good enough yet, but when I'm here, I'll be good enough. And I used to do that to myself all the time. When I graduate from this, I'll be good enough. When this
Yeah.
person says this to me, I'll be good enough. And I'll become the person that everyone will love and all that kind of stuff. And I was always living in this fantasy of like becoming something. And I love that you're like, but we already are those people. It's just that we need to sort of put ourselves back together, I guess, and figure out who we truly are when you remove all the trauma and the childhood
Yep.
trauma and what people have said to you. And we've always been a shining light. It's just everyone's dumped on us. And we need to
Right.
remove all the shit so that we can actually hear ourselves think again and connect back to our intuition and our inner wisdom. Is that how you sort of see it to be too, if we just sort of visualize it that way?
100%. It's inside of us. And I always say, what you see in me exists in you.
Yeah.
I'm nothing better. And I always say this to the women, and we spoke about beforehand about the jealousy, and I go, if women stand shoulder to shoulder equal, we're equal powers. You do your things, I do this. That's my genius, that is your genius. There is no like jealousy, there is just equal power. Imagine the different world, what it would be.
Yeah. And I want
Because
to talk about that.
existing,
Jealousy is a thing. It is a curse. I'm telling you, I have lived in it. And
oh,
it's something that we don't really talk about. Like, you don't go, I'm so jealous of them. Like, most people don't say those things. You think it, and then you go, oh, I wonder why I'm feeling like that. So, I've been jealous before in many ways, especially when I wasn't where I wanted to be in my life. So I would look at everybody else who had more money than me or had more opportunities
yeah,
or were doing things that I hadn't done yet. And I'd be like, oh my God, like, why did they get that? And why do I not get that? And you get into this really dark place where you're just basically attracting more shit to yourself because you're not living in your truth and you're not calling in the things that you want. So I kind of see jealousy now as something that I'm curious about. Like if I ever experience the emotion, I'm like, ooh, I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what am I seeing in that person that I can't see within myself? And I have a bit of a different lens. But for someone who's still stuck in that mentality of comparing themselves to other people. What do you have to say to them?
I would say to them, it's invitation, it's a mirror, and it's an invitation what deeply down you desire, but it's triggering you because you're not having it.
Yeah.
So it's invitation. Everything what you're desiring. If that is what is happening in front of you, and let's go say your blood boils or you have a trigger. Trigger is showing you where you're not free from within.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it is. You're not free from within. And it's like, and sometimes it's really hard to admit to the people or even to yourself, but little on to the people. That's the next stage. Just say, yeah, I want to have this. I want to have this money, or I want to have this, or I want to blah, 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 blah. What do you want to have? But it's like, what are people going to think? Where did we learn this in the childhood?
Yeah.
How your parents spoke, and then you saw, oh, if these people were doing this, this is where your beliefs comes in. Money's, evil, or mafia does this, you know what I mean? Like they have got this, they have to be doing these things. But what if they don't? What if you're the first one, as my grandpa said, be a lighthouse, be the first one who does it right way?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then
And
there comes up society and tells you, oh, but you can't, That's what I experienced that too a lot and it's usually women, and I'm a woman, so it's like another woman telling me, oh, you can't, and I'm like, but why I can't? So when I got divorced, I was told, you're a single mother, there is no holidays, there is nothing, you just be at home, be with the kids. I'm like, who said that to my ex-husband? No one. He goes on holidays, he does things, but I'm not allowed to do anything. Like it was like confined, you can't. I'm like, says who? Which is my favorite thing to say to everyone when they come up with the stories. And I said, says who? Your mind? The dark side? Somebody who told you that this is your reality? I don't want to swear and say, but stuff this. That's not your reality. You get to choose what is going to be your reality. You get to choose what you're going to believe that it's your reality. And if it doesn't exist, we're going to co-create it. If doors don't exist, we go to Bunnings and get a new doors. One of the videos I said that, and so many of my clients that are like, I love it because I'm very like honest, no sugarcoating. And I go, says who you cannot have a new doors? Says who? The first innovator wasn't recognized as being amazing. It was always like, why do we need a new pen? Why do we need this? Why do we need that? But then eventually we can't live without washing machine. At least I can't live without washing machine. But the first washing machine, when it came up, why would we do that for? You know what I mean? Like, why would we have washing machine?
Yeah, it's
so
true.
It's like, be the first one and be like, I'm doing this, and that's it. That's your becoming. That's your belief. And it's like rooted in absolutely certainty of it. But the people get so upset because it's like, but when is it coming? When is it coming? This is where, they see you and me and they go like, when is it coming? What are they saying on the other side? When is this coming? While they're waiting. And I'm like, in alignment. When you align, that you can hold. Like I have a client and we spoke about this. Funny, we spoke about this week and I laughed because I told her I'll be on your podcast. And I said to her, like she came to me, she was 2017, 2018, no money, still studying, but now she's making $500,000. This is what she wanted to do, yeah?
Yeah.
And by herself doing it, being skin specialist, doing it. And she go, and I said to her, so imagine 2018, I told you, you'll be making this much money. She goes, I would run for the hills. But she would self-sabotage it. The same thing comes with love. The same thing comes with money. If that the level, what you want to have money. For some people, it's like they want to have a farm, and some people want to have a city and, private jet. Whatever it is, we all have different desires what we want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she's doing it, but those levels come in alignment, and when your identity shifts into that becoming and being limitless. So when people ask me, how are you? I always answer, I'm limitless. How are you? And it's just like, and people go like, okay, that's funny. But I'm like, but I am. Yeah. Through everything what I learn in life, that's through the war, through the divorce, through quite a few things what happened through those challenges, I had to learn from like literally nothing to go and build. Mm-hmm. And my kids are 21 and 24 and they go, Mum, we're so proud of you. You're doing it. And I have no family in Australia. So if anyone thinks, oh, she done it, she had help, zero help. Mm-hmm. No family in Australia. All my family is in Croatia. Wow. So I'm here by myself with 2 kids and it's like enjoying it. So all of the single mums there, like if they're afraid and it's like, Yes, you can do it. You just have to surround yourself with women where it's like resilience is there and it's like unshakable. I'm doing this until you don't become like delusional in a sense.
Yeah.
And just it's happening. That's the becoming. Believe exists in you. It really does. It
And how
really
did you
does.
do it? How did you go from like that moment where your ex-husband's telling you you're going to have nothing, you're going to be on the streets and be hungry and all that kind of stuff, to you being where you are right now? Did you manifest hard? Did you just put one foot in front of the other? What was your like, how did you stay strong? Like, what were you telling yourself, or what were you doing throughout that time to get you to where you are?
To be honest, my grandpa, and I have just the goosebumps now talking about him because I was like, what would he say to me? What would he say to me? What would he say to me? Because he was my inspiration through what he'd done.
Yeah.
And I was like, in my soul calling, my mind or my soul knew. And then I always talk about this, the humans, we have got human field of us, and then we have a soul. Soul doesn't have like pain in a sense, but a human mind tells us this is painful. And the soul is going like, keep going. So I lean more into the soul and I said to myself, I'm going, I've done it. I survived the war. I done the war. I moved to Australia post war. Like that was absolutely not because of the war, because of the kids that we met, we got engaged, we got married, and we just moved from absolutely that. It wasn't nothing to do with the war, but it was just that resilience, absolutely like resilience. And I'm like, I didn't come here for little things. I came here to do big things.
Yeah.
And for me, big things, it doesn't have to be material. It's inside and helping so many people and knowing. And when I look at my testimonials, I go like, yep, that's what I do it. That's what I get up in the morning. That's what I do it. And I'm like, who can I help today?
Yeah.
How can
I
I help?
love that.
That's literally what I always say. How can I help? In the morning when I wake up and I say my gratitude, I go, how can I help? Before I even look at my schedule, I go, how can I help?
Mm. Oh, I love this. See, these are like little affirmations and things you say to yourself that keep you on track. I
Yep.
like that. I like having that. Even the fact that you say you're limitless, like saying these things is fine, but actually believing them is a different story. And I think that's what people find hard too, that they can say all the things, but until they actually embody it or they believe it, that it doesn't come to fruition. So
No,
how do you step into that if you want to become limitless, you want to feel like that? Like, how do you change that belief of yourself? Like, what would you tell one of your clients if they're like, I want to be like you, I want to be
yep.
answering like that?
Well, I say to them, and they always giggle because they see the faith tattoo here. And I say to them, faith is unwavering, it's unshakable. So you need to make a decision that you are not going to be associating yourself with a pain. Pain is gonna propel you. So it's a pain, it's a story. It's a story. I could believe in a story what my ex-husband said. I could believe in a story where he said to me, you don't have a PhD like me. Who's gonna work with you? Yeah. And now I've got a client where he's like going, Jelena, can you fly? Jelena, I'm sending a car and a chauffeur. And Jelena still works from home. She doesn't work in some rich like suburb or office or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? So it gets to be what you decide to be. And you just have to say, like, I'm ready, and I'm ready with all the stories. I don't want to say the crap, what was put on you. And you just go like, I am going to burn that stuff because that's not the truth about me anymore.
Yeah.
You go and say, that's not the truth. This is what I desire.
Mm-hmm.
And your soul is already telling you what are you desiring, because if it exists in your mind, it exists somewhere
Yeah.
on that timeline. You just have to bring the timeline closer.
Mm.
And then
Yes.
you have to step into the timeline. And I say another thing. I said, you're not a tree. We can move. Trees rooted to the soil cannot move.
Mm.
But we're not a trees, so we can move. Who says that you have to stay there? Who says that you have to be here?
Mm-hmm.
Who says that you have to believe a story what your mum and dad said that you are, let's go say, useless? You can't do anything. Or your partner tells you that. Or it's like, oh, you can't do this. Well, who says who?
Mm. Yep.
And it's just like you have to say, I had enough and this is what I want to do. But
Beautiful.
we always go back onto it, what happened in our childhood. So once when you embody that and understand, that was just like propelling you to the next level.
Hmm.
Whatever you signed up with a contract, for me, it was like being misunderstood or not understood. But then my grandpa said, be a lighthouse.
Hmm.
And the
Yeah.
lighthouse doesn't go and wave and says, come here because it's safe here. The lighthouse just shines and doesn't make a meaning of it. Oh, people don't understand me. Right, people understand you. Change your audience.
Yeah. I
You're
was
not a
just going
tree.
to
Hey, ho, lime glow. Hey, ho, lime glow. Go get some.
say, like, it's big with people who are around you. Like, you can be doing all the work on yourself and believing these new things and feeling limitless and taking chances on yourself. But when you still have the same people in your life who are naysayers, who are dumping on you all the time, who are poo
Correct.
pooing your dreams, I often hear it in readings. People will say to me, oh, I don't really tell anyone what I'm doing now. I just kind of do it and then tell them later because everyone's always telling me, oh, that might be hard, or oh, you're really sure you want to do that? And then it puts doubt in our minds, and then we doubt ourselves, and then we stop moving in the direction that feels intuitively right because somebody else has put that little niggle in our mind. What do you think about that? What would you say to people who still have those people in their lives that maybe they can't get rid of? They're still going to be there. What would you say to them? What's your advice?
Absolutely. So I'll give you this as example, and I always go and talk about my story because people remember that. So when I was married to the kid's dad, I couldn't do my work. He was so petrified and scared. So then I would say the God, the universe, the mother nature, the divine, whatever we want to call it, organized what they organized that. And then I was done and I could have done my work when I was ready and in alignment.
Mm-hmm.
Second part, the energy of the people. Absolutely. I can feel the energy before I enter the room.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm very specific. Do I want to go to this event? Do I want to go here? Or I'm so specific that it's like I'm limitless. So it's like, do I want to be there? Sometimes we have to. I get that. Sometimes there is things where we do them. What can you do?
Mm-hmm.
But then I cleanse afterwards.
Yes.
But the people, like, even for me when I was divorcing and other things where, I changed the prices, I created the programs, so of course that was more like high end. Yeah, you can't charge this much. They're calculating, like you can't be making this much, you can't be doing this. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to justify why I'm doing what I'm doing
Mm.
and what it is the money being used for, whatever, So it's like, you get to do it. So then get yourself a mentor who does what you want to achieve, what they really walk in their talk. Get yourself a people around you. And I did. I cleansed my people. I will say that. I cleansed my people. And with every upgrade, some of them just fall off. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I don't even ask why. I just go like, I'm protected. They fall
Mm-hmm.
off for a reason. Because
Yeah.
not everyone will be your cheerleader. Like I've got my best friend and I've got a couple of them, and every time I say to them new idea or new things, they go like, okay, give us a minute that we catch up with this, what you just said. And they understand that by now, but it's like, okay, she's coming up with next level,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's okay. But one or two people in your corner, it's enough. Or in the beginning, like I didn't had anyone, and it was completely crazy. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't care.
Mm. Yeah. You become your own cheerleader. That's the thing. You
You
know,
have to.
you
You
do. You have to
you
be
have
your
to.
own best friend.
I will say to you, like I've got post-it notes here like this on my laptop, and
Yeah.
I look at them and I change them every month, like write a new ones, and it's like just reminders, and it's always like evolving over the lifetime, and a growth and a growth and evolving over the lifetime. It never ends.
Mm.
And again, I'll refer to my grandpa. That's what he said to me: until the day you die, you don't stop learning.
Yeah. Hmm.
So
I
we are
love that.
evolving.
We are. We're always evolving. We're always changing. And I'm with you. People fall away in your life. Like they do. They just fall away. And I used to chase. I used to be like, oh, hey, where'd they go? Like, what's happened kind of thing. Whereas now I don't do anything. And it's even when sometimes clients fall out of my like bookings, they'll
Yep.
cancel last minute or whatever. And I just go, cool. And it's not because I don't want to connect with them. It's because I go, ooh, that's quite curious. Obviously, the universe has seen that I'm manifesting my soul clients, and maybe they're not aligning with me right now. Maybe they're not open to hearing what we have to say right now. So they've fallen out, but it gives room for the people that do belong, that do need it, that are meant to be in your life right now, and that you're meant to be helping. So I say trust all of that. And if someone's not your style, not your kind of person, I think just everything on your terms, like just limit it, limit them, limit their access to you.
Yep.
Just kind of do things in a way that feels more comfortable for you. Even if you have to go to a family event and there's someone that drives you nuts, just talk to somebody else and only have to talk to them for 5 minutes. Like, be your own best friend in this and do what's best for you, because no one else is going to do what's best for you. You have to tell people who you are, what you're worth, and what you will and won't accept. And that's when everything changes.
Absolutely correct. Set your boundaries. That was one of the first things what I created for free for clients. And it was like free PDF to set your boundaries.
Ah, I love that.
Because
so
you need to have a
important.
boundaries.
Yes, you do. Absolutely. And I think too, there's something that I was thinking about before, and you've said it once in one of your reels, and it was something like not needing a hero to come and save the day. You know how this damsel in distress kind of thing,
Yes.
where, you know, even in fairy tales and stuff, the man comes along to save the day and all that kind of stuff. And instead, why don't we ask ourselves what we want and we rescue ourselves? Like, get a pen and paper and start writing your own story and not waiting for someone to save you from your circumstances. I just love when you said that. How can we step more into that and not wait for people to sort of give us money or give us opportunities? How can we just go and get them?
Well, first of all is like I'll refer back to my divorce, yeah. So when he said he will close me financially and making sure that I have nothing, yeah. So that was financial trap. And then I was like, okay, I need to create opposite. I need to create financial freedom. So then that's what you look at it is like, what do I need? If this is a trigger, then what do I need? And start creating them within yourself. And this is where people many years ago, I mean, I don't hear it so much of it, but it's like, oh, he's my better half. What do you mean? You're half broken. Like, even in my English is a second language for me. So I was like, what do you mean you're half broken? Like half missing? Where is it the other half? It's not with him. You're complete. You're complete as it is. There's no other half. Like there is no such a thing. So that was like the same thing. It's like, so you're the cake and that can be icing, or you are like teamwork and soulmate. It's like team, because life is going to give you lots of curveballs. And I say always, we need to learn to surf, to ride the waves. Like, and we live in Australia, so like lots of people laugh and they go like, it's so funny to hear when you talk about waves and surfing when you don't have that over there. And I said, yeah, I know, but you know, we need to learn, because you know, the reefs will happen in life. But then what do we do in a reef? What do they say? Stay in a reef, you know, swim outside, go with a reef, swim out 150 meters, 100 meters, then go across the beach and then swim back to the shore. But what do people do? Panic. And then they drown. You know, even the lifeguard comes in and then they were going to drag you into the water. I saved a couple of people. So it's the same thing. I'm like, I'm going with you down in the water, like the way how we're going. So this is the same, like literally. And it's like, so it's like, write it out. But who do you trust? You trust yourself. You don't go in the water if you're not a good swimmer. You trust yourself.
Yes.
That you can swim. You can do this. You understand that life is going to give you curveballs. Don't panic.
Yeah, I think that's so important too. And it's really a testament to how far you come in your healing journey. And when you can actually experience really hard shit and go, all right, normally I would panic, or normally I would go to do these behaviors, or I'd be doing this and that. But right now I'm going to look at this from like that almost like overarching perspective, like your higher self, and be like, what's this all about? What's this teaching me? What do I need to do? What can I control? What can't I control? And I think that's part of it too. When you come from an anxious upbringing, or you have like that childhood energy of always being on edge, like I have always been, you're always thinking, oh my God, what can I control? Quick, let's try and control this, try and control that. And then you end up realizing that by strangling everything all the time, you're not actually getting what you want. You're just kind of just staying in this stuck energy. Whereas when you allow yourself to surrender to what's going on, and you actually think logically, and you move in the direction that feels right for you at the time, everything just works itself out. So you've saved yourself all this panic and fight or flight and anxiety and sickness and all this kind of stuff by just going, you know what can we do? How can we fix this? Almost going into solution mode rather than panic mode. Is that what you do now too? You kind of look at things from a curious perspective and
Yep.
logical standpoint?
Absolutely curiosity. So I'm just curious. I'm like, okay, if this is happening, what do we need? Like in a sense of from me, but it's always about the leadership. And it's like, okay, sometimes we don't have to control anything. We just have to watch and observe. And
Yes.
that's the thing. So like, and when you said about your childhood is like, I had similar, but a little bit different with my dad. And it's like, a child puts it on it that it's like the house has to be calm, so I need to do everything what I can possibly do that the house is calm, because if it's not calm, it's going to come back to me, or it's going to come back to me as emotions, like it's not going to be calm. So therefore you become an adult who is like, I need to have a house calm no matter what, and you put yourself second.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, who's suffering on the end of it? You are.
Yeah.
You know, you are. And this is where, again, medical mediumship, suppressed emotions come along. And it's like
Yes.
people come in, it's like, why do I have got this? Why do I have got this? Why is the menopause, for example, so, I would say, complicated and complex compared to what my mother had or my grandmother had or what I've learned in nursing, and how come it's so complicated here in Australia, because I'm in Australia now. So it's like, but is it emotions? Yes, it is. It's emotions.
Yeah.
Absolutely emotions. And it's like, pack this, pack this, pack this, but you can't do this, you're a woman, you can't do this, you can't do this. And then rage comes in, and I've done a mastermind a few years ago about the rage, because like women are just raging. So therefore hot flashes, menopause, it's like they're raging because maybe for the first time she's been heard. The majority of times she's actually not been heard even by the doctor, because they just go, here's the pills, just go and do this, but not even actually asking why she's raging. Like, why? There's a reason why.
Yes, that's so true. And I never thought of it that way too. Like, you think if you're so emotional and you're always crying and all that kind of stuff, it's like, why? It's not just hormones. There's something going on there that's causing that, that's unhealed or untapped, for sure.
Well, correct. And it's like women after giving birth, if she doesn't have a support, and we always say this takes a village to raise a child,
Mm.
and if you don't have a support, long term repercussions on the
Mm.
woman, what are they? She's not supported. She has to do it all by herself.
Yeah.
And then she becomes this wounded masculine way. I have to do it by myself. I have to do it by myself. And she's not allowing herself to be inner feminine and allow herself to receive, allow herself to be like, yeah, not a problem. Like, this will be done.
Mm.
So my background was like European, and, my ex was a European. So it was like, oh, men doesn't go in a kitchen. Like,
Mm.
men can't do this, men can't do that. I'm like, why not?
Mm.
Like, what's going to happen, if he does go in the kitchen?
Yeah.
But then you become then absolutely in something what the society pushed you, but it's not natural form. We kind of lost, with, so sadly, 2025, we lost so much of a touch from the nature.
Yeah.
A woman to recover, woman not to rush her recovery from giving birth or just enjoying the baby. And I'm just going to talk about that. Or just like understanding, like, you're going through the next phase, where so many women are going, like, they really say this, and it's like, oh, that's the end of my womanhood. I'm entering menopause. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not the end of it. I started 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And they go, really? And I'm like, yep, end. It's not end of the world. I'm still here.
Yeah.
But some of them, they go like, oh yeah, that's it. That's end of it. And that's the end of what? What is the story?
Mm. It's
What
so
is
interesting.
the story?
Language is everything. It just changes everything. Like, even when you say certain things, like, positively and negatively, and you don't even realize the way that you frame certain situations or certain things. I even trip myself up on things like that. I'm like, why am I saying it like that? Like, so negatively. And I think, oh, where did I hear that from? Like, I'm always questioning everything now, all my beliefs, all the things, because I find it quite fascinating to figure out where they've all come from. Like, just, oh, who said that to me? Or why am I thinking like that? Like, that's random as all hell. So I love that we're always evolving and learning and growing. And I think it's so important as women that we don't limit ourselves to being the way we've always been before, just because that's a version of us that everybody likes. too. Like that's quite hard when people love you the old way. They like you being agreeable and the pleaser and all that kind of stuff. And when you start to finally step into your truth and your power and you become this incredible version of yourself you've always been, but you've always, as I said before, you've been shat on for so long. Some people don't like that. They don't like that growth because they're not doing it themselves. So they kind of see you as like a trigger, or they're like, oh God, you know, she thinks she's too good now because she's done that or whatever. And it's just nasty, nasty people out there.
It happens, but it shows you how they're scared.
Yeah.
They're petrified instead of they're not afraid of, let's go say if it's a woman next to the woman, that equal power but different.
Yeah.
But we're being taught, oh, you know, women are like this. But really, who told us that story?
Mm-hmm.
You know, generational patterns is like, but you have to suffer with this. But why? You know, why? Again, so this is the same thing. It's like people don't like it. This is the same thing what happened with me when I was growing and I was doing things. And it's like, but you can't do this. But you can't. But it says who? And that's what they're afraid of, that you're going to grow and forget about them. Well, you'll only forget about them if that's what they're putting it out there. And people need to take responsibility. It's called radical responsibility about themselves, a healing and actions.
Yeah.
It's your responsibility to heal. It's not like saying, oh, when I go in relationship, then I'm going to heal. Well, you will heal at a different level, but you should be healing beforehand. Yeah. Because they're not there to save your mother, father woundings. They're not there to do all of those things. You should be doing all of those things beforehand.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Definitely. Well, I think this is some stuff that hopefully this has made everyone think, at least. And I love the says who. That's going to be like the name of the episode is going to be says who, because I love that. So people will now be saying that. Put that as a post-it note on all the things, manifest it, put it on the board, whatever you want to do. But it's true. It's so relevant. Question things.
It is. Like I've got them like this and I created them because like I was like, well, I need to help people. And then I was doing it first myself, walk my talk. I always talk about this. And every single program, every single group, what I created, it was like coded with words because they had meaning. And then they had meaning to me. That was so sacred, the meaning to it. So, you know, like when I created where it's like, I'm my own miracle. And I'm like, well, I have to. I'm my own miracle. A miracle to my children. Without me, who did I have? You know, they're with me 24 hours, 7 days a week. So I'm my own miracle. And people said like, but what? And I said, create any miracle. Start with little things. Something what you can digest. I'm not talking about digesting as the food. It can be. But it's like, can you create the miracles? Yes, you can. If you start believing that you can actually invite miracles, that you can have a miracle, and that you are the miracle.
Yeah.
Just you have to, and you have to just say like, that's it. I'm doing it. I'm trying it, and I'm doing it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Amazing. Well, thank you for being here today. Before we jump into the random questions that my wife has prepared for you earlier, how can everyone connect with you if they do want to start working with you?
Pretty simple. It's Instagram and Facebook. It's all the same name, Jelena Vukalovic, and I'll give you the links for it. So that's it. Like I've got that, and yeah, that's the easiest way to connect with me.
Yeah.
So the Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Well, I'll put all your details in the show notes so everyone can find you anyway. All right, your first question. Why is Charlie short for Charles when they are both the same number of letters?
You're asking in English now, English things, and I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I don't want to say like, I have no idea.
Neither do I. It's bizarre.
Okay, no idea. I'm like, okay, I'm like loving the questions.
You're tapping out. They're tapping out with that
like,
one.
I need my friend who's Sally, my copywriter. She would know this answer.
You need to have her on call, a lifeline.
Yeah, exactly. Call a friend.
That's so good. Okay, your second question. If Venus had an earthquake, would it be called Venusquake?
Yeah, it's all possible. It would be.
It would have to be, wouldn't it? I don't know what else it would be called.
Oh, that's
Oh my
funny.
God. Too good. Okay, your third question. Do you think ants have their own version of the Olympics?
They could be, because look at them how they're running.
Yeah, I reckon you all see them too. Like they're running around with like things on their backs, like little pieces of food that they've picked up. Maybe that's like a weight.
Yeah, maybe. Like what they're doing. Like, yeah.
Oh my God, too funny. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here. It has been so awesome to chat to you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me and being here on your show. I love it.
Oh, of course, it's been a pleasure.